Hello, this is Vaughn Clement. I'm going to give you a brief tour on A1 Serviceman Business in this version. This application is the main menu here, and there's a support icon you click on if you need support from the support site. The application map is actually shown in linear form that shows you where you start in the application and add data as you hit the buttons or click on the buttons on the iPad or on the companion app. So you follow through on each one of these items. Let's start out by adding a customer, and this is where you should start the application. Basically, you're just putting in the basic customer information to start with, and you can see that it's pretty easy to do that. There's also, if you click on it up here, using the address from the information you add, it'll give you a map and a location where you can get directions. Let's go back. There are tabs at the top of the app where if you want to add a schedule for the individuals that are in the application, you would add the work task and task information, the work date, the start time, the stop time that you are assuming would be between 10 and 2 in this case. You would add that information. The labor rate and the labor hours. And the tax was a drop down where you can add some tax if you need to charge tax. You can leave it blank if it's not. And then the tax amount will be automatically entered and the labor will be automatically entered. And once you've completed that task, you would show it as done by putting a check mark in the application. The portal over here is a listing of all the invoices that are in the system at this time. If you want to view those, you would click the icon at the end of the row to go to that particular invoice. Or you can click the current screen to see the invoice. The way the invoice is set up, it has the labor on this side and materials on this side. The information you put in here is summed at the bottom and also summed at the top based on the information that you added for the customer record. And it shows a summary of tax. If there's a travel cost, you're going to add that. You can also send an email from the iPad by clicking this button and filling out the information as that pop-up comes up. If you have a business card or image that you want to put in there, you can add it here and add your business information over here. Let's go back to the main screen. On the main screen, we would have a customer listing that shows the customers that have actually been added to the system. And these are all sample records that I've added. Back to the main menu now we already did customer location, the work schedule. Let's do the labor task listing. This is a printout of all the labor tasks that you have and schedule to show you what the labor tasks are that you're doing and the costs related to those and the customer information. Let's go back to the main menu. A labor table is a report, and basically this shows you can use the find menu to search for, say for example, one client and see all of her billing records, in this case Doris. If you put in the date and or date range, you can get all of the things within a date range. It shows you all the items for that date range and then summary below it. And you can print this. If you click the show preview, it shows you the actual printable report. And you can see that there's a number in this particular report. You can exit this by clicking exit the preview. Let's go back to the main menu again. We have a material input for materials that you can add, and these are the materials that you want to add. They are actually added as you create the sale, so you can track all that stuff. Was the deposits, for example, if you take a deposit from or deposits to the bank, there's a way to track all the deposits from each individual task that you've done and show those particular items and what date they were actually sent to the bank. There's a way to do mileage for the particular job. You can show the mileage that you actually did putting in your odometer readings and then calculating this, and this is for tracking mileage for tax purposes at the end of the year. And then there's an expense here, and this is for expenses that you incur that were not related to the actual job, but at the time of the job. For example, if you had to buy tools or other things that you were doing, or you're paying out to somebody, then you would show that information in here. This concludes the tour. Thank you. Menu.